1 bottle. 0.97/ each. Attention, an urgent message for anyone in pain. Ivy League research team shocked as space age pain treatment. Wipes out muscle, nerve and joint discomfort in less than 30 seconds. Breakthrough research reveals the one simple strategy to treat all your annoying aches and pains. Our success has been featured in Boom. Medic. Quick, Andy's been hit. Those were the last words Andy heard before going unconscious. He was in Afghanistan, fighting for America, when an I.E.D. went off, sending piercing shrapnel all throughout his body. The next thing he knew, he woke up screaming at the top of his lungs. Sarg. Help. But, as the room came into focus, he realized tubes and fluids were coming in and out of every limb of his body. And monitors were hissing and beeping rapidly around him. Just then, as he tried to move, he realized he couldn't feel a single limb. And that's when the head surgeon barged in the cold, darkened room and gave him news so terrifying. Andy began shaking uncontrollably. Andy, you were minutes away from being pronounced dead. And after 12 hours of surgery, though we were able to save your arms and legs from being amputated, the pain isn't over yet. This was only Andy's second tour of duty in Afghanistan. He was just a 24-year-old kid, with 57 days left before he would have gone home to see his fiancée's beautiful smile. Just months before his wedding. Just months away from starting a family and living out the rest of their lives together, in peace and happiness. But all of that was taken away in the split second that roadside bomb went off. Yes, Andy was lucky to be alive, as he suffered numerous broken bones, internal bleeding, and was left with major injuries to his back and hips, causing him to be dependent on a wheelchair just to get around in his own house. And through a hollow smile, doctors assured Andy that the wheelchair only temporarily, just until he'd learned to walk again. But weeks turned into months, and while Andy began to walk again, each step like walking on shards of glass, his joints felt like they were rusted together. There were days when he said pain was the only thing he could see, hear, touch, taste and feel. And nights where he said it felt like hot iron spikes were being pushed slowly through his back. Entire weeks where PTSD left him crippled, where he couldn't get the good men he knew and loved like brothers, men who gave their lives that day, out of his head. And months into years. 10 years in fact. 10 years of back pain. 10 years of arthritis in his back, hips and knee. A constant reminder of his injury. 10 years of restless and sleepless nights. 10 years of reliving the most tragic day of his life. 10 years of feeling like a burden to everyone he loved. 10 years of just wanting to end it all. And maybe you too know Andy's pain. And maybe you know all too well what the doctors will do. Because for 10 years of torture, the doctors just shook their heads and handed him a bottle of deadly, addictive opiates. This was as careless as someone giving a toddler a loaded gun. And tell them with a smile, don't play with the trigger. But that's our current medical system. Doctors know all too well that veterans, and regular people like you, end up on the streets daily, addicted or dead, in less than a year. All while Big Pharma happily looks the other way and collects their checks. But thankfully Andy's life, and thousands of others' lives, took a huge turn after discovering this. Space-age pain treatment that wipes out muscle, nerve and joint discomfort in less than 30 seconds. Ivy League research teams are shocked as breakthrough research reveals the one simple strategy that could treat all your annoying aches and pains. And its success is already being featured across the world. Look here. And Andy isn't the only success story for this at-home treatment, as thousands have enjoyed its pain-relieving benefits. Emily exclaimed on live television. It relieved the pain from 4 herniated discs from a bad car accident. Though she says she's highly skeptical of alternative treatments, this helped her.
Hi, so I'm Dr. Kaylee Boutwell. I'm a pain management physician who could not wait to take the opportunity to tell you about something that is a part of my reality these days. So as a pain physician, board certified, fellowship trained, I really kind of have a very scientific brain, and I tend to be a little skeptical about things that don't come by way of traditional pharmacotherapy and other things. But I'm also a back pain sufferer. So I had a severe back pain injury in 2011, and I've struggled with it off and on for all of these years. I'm an athletic person, I like to be out doing lots of things, and I also have patients that rely on me to solve their pain problems too. So I'm always looking for something that's very, very meaningful in this regard, especially if it's non-narcotic, if it's non-surgical. It makes a big difference for people and their level of life. So I was very excited to have this opportunity to talk to you about a pain cream that has been produced by a now friend of mine and scientist. We'll just call him Kwa. So his pain gel is scientifically proven, and not only is this guy brilliant, but his product was developed with integrity, it's natural, and it works. So look at the website, read all of the science. I couldn't be more impressed.
Though she says she's highly skeptical of alternative treatments, this helped her overcome her own severe back pain injury from 2011. Dr. Kaylee Boutwell, pain management physician, board certified, fellowship trained. Whenever I have physical pain, this alleviates it. Phaedra Antioco, occupational therapist, pain and trauma relief coach. If this sounds hard to believe, good. Because you should never trust someone's word at face value. Which is why I've included all of the research on this page so you can see it for yourself. Hi, my name is Dr. TK. And I'm the creator of this special 30-second fix. And though many have called me I.E.D light bioenergetic imprinting, the ultimate secret for fast and permanent pain relief. That's right, if you're suffering from pain, then red light therapy is about to become your new best friend. But what actually is red light therapy? For example, studies done on red light show it. Because right now, I'm going to share something brand new, backed by, which is where I got my big idea. I thought, what if I could find a way to fuse the technology of red light therapy with our unique proprietary pain cream that is doctor recommended, from the comfort of your own home, without having to buy any fancy technology, for less than $1 per session. Well, that's exactly what I've done. For the first time ever, I'd like to introduce you to MindBody Matrix, the world's first and only pain relief cream that works. How I discovered a way for everyone to experience the power of red light imprinting. Over the last 3 years, I've been working behind the scenes with some of the top natural medicine companies. These companies are regularly audited by the FDA and have extremely strict standards of practice, making them a dream to work with. Together, we crafted a cream made using nature's finest ingredients, with 9 key calming ingredients proven to help with minor aches and pains of the muscles and joints associated with arthritis, simple backache, sprains, bruises, and strains. We then added additional ingredients such as GABA and L-theanine, which are powerful neurotransmitter supporters, which further help to calm your body. And for the third and final step of the process, we did something crazy. Before you receive the cream, we put it into a red light chamber for 30 minutes. If you buy 2 bottles, you save $85. And if you buy 4 bottles, you save a whopping $194. You also get free shipping with the 4-bottle option. Only for orders in US. Please choose any of the packages below and get started with MindBody Matrix today. Sampler. 1 bottle. 0.97 each. 4 bottles. 0.74 each. 2 bottles. 0.99 each.